Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a normal episode with nothing special about it and nothing wrong with it. As always, the Monkees may be a children's show from the 60s, but the Monkees Pod is an adult show from 2026. Viewer discretion is advised. That was the most normal and standard opening intro segment I've ever done. Enjoy the episode! Hello, and welcome back to the Monkees Pod, a Monkees recap podcast. My name is Sommer.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Molly.
Today we have Season 2, Episode 2, The Picture Frame, the dumbest premise.
I said it was a very punny title, though.
Yeah, a lot of these titles are puns.
Yeah.
Not all of them are puns, I understand. This one is, though. I do get it. It's like a frame of a picture, and also they're being framed and making a picture.
Yeah.
The historical background I have today is the origins of the courtroom drama, because this is the closest to that we get in the Monkees.
Okay.
Not quite a drama, but courtroom dramas were kind of having a moment at this time in American history. The 1908 film Falsely Accused! Is considered to be one of the first American courtroom dramas, but they were really popping off in the 50s and 60s. We had 12 Angry Men, 1957, Witness for the Prosecution, 1957, I Want to Live, 1958, Anatomy of a Murder, 1959, Judgment at Nuremberg, 1961, and To Kill a Mockingbird, 1962. I feel like 12 Angry Men and To Kill a Mockingbird are kind of the big boys.
Yeah.
I was in 12 Angry Jurors in high school.
Oh,
so
which
yes.
juror were you?
I was juror number 2.
Which one is that?
The one that has glasses.
Oh, okay.
That's
all typecast.
basically his personality. Has glasses and a watch, which comes in handy.
Great. At what point was it that they had to let women on juries? Because
no clue.
It was in the 1960s, because there's women on the jury in this episode.
Right.
But
I'm sure it was before
But it was
that.
probably before that. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember To Kill a Mockingbird. I don't. But yes, those are some serious, heavy movies. And in fact, the courtroom drama continues to be, if not serious and heavy. Like, my experience with legal proceedings comes mostly from Law and Order SVU, specifically. What, Barbara is his name, right?
Is that the one, the Raul Esparza?
The Raul Esparza
yeah,
lawyer.
That's all I know.
Yeah. In America, it's very common to get your knowledge of courtroom proceedings from Law and Order. And actually, I learned in my research that most lawyers believe that legal dramas result in the general public having wide misconceptions about the legal process, because in courtroom dramas, the drama is the key word. Most disputes are settled out of court in real life and don't have an interesting story going on. Also, it says trials in legal dramas are often shown to be more emphatic by disregarding actual rules in trials that prevent prejudicing defendants from juries. And then Wikipedia said that legal dramas also misrepresent the characters of lawyers in general by making them either like heroes or villains, where lawyers are supposed to be kind of neutral in that type of way.
They're just presenting the information. Yeah.
Now, this was the closest I could come to having a historical background for this. This is because there's a courtroom sequence in this episode, but this episode kind of defies genre or sense in general.
Yeah.
And I'm not even mostly sure what's going on in it, so let's get into it.
Mm-hmm.
It is directed, once again, by our goat Fraw Dog. The writer, Jack Winter. I don't think we've seen him before.
No, it sounds new.
I see why he is not a frequent collaborator. This episode does not make a lot of sense. This one was broadcast number 34th on September 18th of 1967. It was shot April 5th to 7th, which was like the second in that chunk of the first episodes that were shot. This confuses me. The guy on IMDb who catalogs this, he said, the production of broadcast number 34 took place April 5th to 7th, marking the second season's debut episode but second telecast? Debut episode but second telecast.
Wait, how does that make sense?
What's the telecast? What does telecast mean?
Telecast is when it's shown.
Okay.
Right?
Debut episode. Maybe they shot it
Maybe
first?
they shot it first.
Okay. This is their first day back in the office after making headquarters, and they're doing some absolute nonsense. We are back at Mammoth Studios. Which, if I recall, burned down or something.
Yeah, they said it didn't exist anymore.
It's been closed for 40 years. Well, it's back. Or maybe this takes place sequentially before the beach episode, because we don't know. Their hair changes randomly throughout time jumps. We don't know.
Time isn't real in the Monkeyverse.
It's really not, and we have a very clear example of time not being real later in this very episode. Or maybe the studio is closed because the only people in there are scammers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that would actually make more sense.
Yeah. It's all intentional. Thank you, Jack Winter. Yeah, the Monkees enter this massive cavernous room.
And by the Monkees, we mean Davy, Mike, and Micky.
Yes, 3/4 of the Monkees. Peter is not there.
Peter's not there.
In this massive cavernous room, the only people in there are two shady characters. A short man and his larger assistant. I hope they are not duplicitous villains, merely wearing berets to look like movie directors. See, I had assumed that the Monkees were called into the studio by these guys for a meeting about casting them in their picture.
Right.
But the guy, appears to not know who they are or why they're there. He's like, who are you guys? Oh, you're the Monkees? That's great. We need unknowns in our picture. Didn't you call them here for a meeting?
Yeah, how'd they get them in there?
Maybe they put out an ad.
Maybe.
And they pulled up.
I don't know. Well, I don't know where the Monkees were going. These idiots, they wandered directly into the closed studio where he happened to be standing around waiting for some henchmen to use for his plan, I guess. So
I was like, where's Peter? And he says, we're the Monkees.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says, we're the Monkees. I'm like, no, you're not.
You're not all the Monkees.
You're not all the Monkees. Well,
sometimes you're all the
Monkees. They had not reached this point yet.
No.
I do like how he calls the Monkees unknowns. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. So in this episode, they're not famous. Villain and henchman, I am not putting more effort into the naming them than that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
They want to cast the Monkees as bank bandits in their movie. So the Monkees get into their Shadow Realm.
But they weren't
gangster.
Shadow Realm. They were actually wardrobed gangster outfits.
I guess they are.
They
right?
are wardrobe.
Well, yeah, it's not like they do a slide cut into it.
Yeah, but he says he tells them to go to wardrobe or go to get them dressed or something.
Okay, so they're really wearing these clothes
for once.
And these clothes are suits and fedoras with large green cigars.
Yeah, we're bringing it back to the gangster episode from season 1.
Yeah.
Mickey is babyface once again.
Chewing on those cigars. And the villain asks the Monkees for a picture of themselves. I understand they're trying to make it seem more like a real casting job.
Right.
But why are you leaving a paper trail? Because that's going to come back and bite you later.
So first Davy gives him a baby picture.
Yeah, of a naked baby who is not any of them.
No, it's supposed to be Davy though.
Doesn't look like him.
No.
So they throw it in the trash.
So it turns out, according to IMDb, that the baby picture of Davy is actually Beaver from Leave It to Beaver.
Oh, that's
or I don't think it was him either, but it was previously used in an episode of Leave It to Beaver.
It's just it's a stock baby picture.
Yeah, the stock Hollywood nude infant,
naked baby.
Yeah. Villain throws it away. Rip, baby.
And then Micky gets out a Polaroid camera.
Yeah, because he says, "Oh, you have something more recent." So they're like, "We're gonna take a picture right now."
Yeah.
It's not a Polaroid. It is an 1800s spirit photography.
But it's set up like that, but it's an actual Polaroid camera because it develops right there.
Oh.
I looked it up because I was like, did they have this, was this technology around? And it actually, 1948 was when the first Polaroid was invented, and that's there's a name for it. Mm-hmm. And it was some field photographer who
Did it look like that old-timey big camera where you had to go under the hood?
It looked, no. It didn't look like he had to go under the hood, but it was much boxier.
Okay.
But he pulls the picture out of the back and then he peels it. Uh-huh. That's the technology.
Does he shake it like a Polaroid picture?
In the 60s, I looked it up, and the ones that were commercially available in the 60s, it was available, and that's what you would have to do. You would have to peel. Like with the ones I had, it would come out. It was boxes of the film, and it would develop one at a time, and it would come out. And I wasn't peeling anything; it was peeling as it came out. These you had to actually peel open.
Okay.
And that's what he did.
But it wasn't in like the form of an old-timey camera on stilts.
No. He put
so that is anachronistic.
Yes, yeah.
And the villains are like yelling at them not to take pictures of them, so then they throw that picture away as well. Now let us hear Villain's great plan.
Yeah.
He says, "All right now, today pussy cats, we are shooting the bank stick-up scene. Now I got everything arranged down at the 9th National Bank. All you gotta do is walk in, hold it up, bring the money back here. Listen, we use the hidden camera technique, so don't worry if you don't see a director." And then after they leave, he says to henchmen, "Hey, either way, we got nothing to lose. If they make it, we get rich. If they don't make it, they go to jail." The premise of this episode baffles me.
It's wildly complex, but I have to give the writer credit because the Monkees are that gullible.
Yes.
It's oddly feasible for something so strange.
The Monkees are the only people on Earth who are stupid enough for this plan to work in this manner.
Did they even really have hidden camera shows at this period in time? I can't imagine.
I don't
think they do. Yeah. The candid camera.
Okay.
Oh, that was a 60s thing?
Yeah, I think that was,
Okay.
But it was not the way in which they shot movies.
No, you don't just show up
and also
no director.
Right. And also the whole time the villain's entire manner is so like wink nudge that like unless you are the Monkees, you know exactly what he's about the second he says it.
And the henchman is so stupid that he might as well be going die like every second.
Yeah. I think it is at this point that we see like the beginning of like the trend in season 2 where I have no other way to describe it other than the show starts to like melt. Like with the Monkees being almost like they're more aware that they're in a TV show, but they're also like it's not exactly that. Like there's a disconnect between their actions and circumstances and the way they react. Like I feel like the characters are brain dead stupid, but the Monkees as we see them are almost not their characters. They're playing their characters before your eyes, and you know that they're not really participating in the plot and they're just kind of going along for the ride.
It's a tad meta-theatrical.
Yeah, they're just riding out the plot because it's fun and it resets every week, and this is what they do every week is they do stupid things because they're on TV.
Are they ever getting back to being a band and playing? Like, are there any plots where they're like trying to get a job or anything?
Well, like they canonically played music in the last episode in Mexico, so they have instruments.
I'm trying to think. Well, all the like good episodes from season 2 are them doing some crazy unrelated stuff. I don't think they're a band anymore. I don't know what they are. They're 4 hippie Ken dolls caught in a web of mystery and magic.
But it's a little strange because more of the music video sequences we see are like music videos. They're playing their instruments and not incorporating it to the plot.
Yeah.
So we must know they're a band, even if it's not in the same world as the show.
Yeah. It's kind of the difference between Help and Hard Day's Night. Yeah. Like it's just you have to have been there for season 1 for it to make any sense.
Yeah.
So at the bank, the Monkees all shove through the same side of the double doors instead of opening both of them because they love touching each other so much that they always go through the door at the same time. And we get the first appearance of Monkey Girl Joy Harmon, who...
Is she the teller?
Yes.
Okay.
This sleigh woman, she's very Malibu Barbie-like in that...
very tan.
Yeah, in that her skin is a darker shade than her hair.
Yeah.
And she's chewing gum, and her eyes are neon blue.
Yeah.
And she does not care that 3 young men are waving machine guns in her face.
No, she's a little oblivious. She wants to know who has the
account.
Who has the account.
Yeah.
Everybody else in the bank, she's the only one who doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
To them, she's like, "You want it in 10s or 20s or something like that."
But there's a lot of different types of people in the bank. There's an ice cream man, a magician, and an old lady.
Davy's really bad at acting like he's bad at acting. Yeah. Like he pretends to be like stumbling over his line that he has in his script, and he like can't pronounce the word negotiable. And this girl keeps asking him if he has an account, which I've heard from Reddit that this is a real way to actually deal with a stick-up, is just to like pretend not to know what's going on to confuse them and not like cooperate, and then maybe they'll just get like frustrated and leave.
Or flustered,
Yeah. Although that is also a way that you could get shot.
I was like, that sounds like a good way to get shot in the face. I don't know that I'd be doing that.
Yeah.
No way that that's a good tactic.
It worked for some guy on Reddit's dad
Okay, well,
one time.
Good for him.
Good for him. Mike goes up to like the old man that works at the bank and demands that he open the safe.
He's the manager.
Yeah, the bank manager. And the bank manager's like, it's on a time lock and won't open till 3. And then Mike uses his demonic space-time warping shadow realm powers to advance the timeline by just like going tick, 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 ding, ding, ding. And then the safe pops open with no intervention from anyone, which I can only assume means that Mike has control over the flow of space-time and he never uses this power again.
That was wild.
Yeah. Micky takes some old lady's fur.
He takes the fur. He takes a magician's flowers. He takes change out of the ice cream man's change belt, and he takes some old lady's fur.
What was that change belt?
Oh, she's the ice cream man. The ice cream man had a change belt. You've never seen the ice cream man with the change belt?
No, I have not.
The ice cream man used to wear a change belt, and you would give him money, and that's it. And it like would dispense your change.
I guess we don't live in a society that uses small change for ice cream anymore.
No, now you have like, I'll Venmo you for that.
Yeah. Micky also assaults a cop. And Davy keeps trying to ask the teller out.
Yeah.
And he can't understand why she won't go out with him. But it's not that she won't go out with him because he's like holding her at gunpoint. It's because she's like annoyed with him as a customer.
Yeah. Right. She's a bank teller. She's all business.
Yeah. And then the whole time this robbery is going on, the Monkees keep saying to the other bank patrons, wow, you're such good actors. We're going to make it big in Hollywood. Like, you know, like how you do when you're actively on camera shooting a movie.
When you talk to the other actors.
When you talk to the other actors. This was not audible to me, but according to the transcript, in the like dialogue overlap as they're like leaving the bank, Mike says Hober Reber Sacken.
Okay.
So they're doing their big
say that whenever.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're generic scat noises, I guess. And then Micky pops back in the door to go, cut, print it, that's a wrap. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you back in the studio. Bye. Come in tomorrow, 7:30 through 8 o'clock in hairdressing. George Michael Dolans, you are not the director. I guess they're kind of supposed to be like little boys playing Let's Make a Movie who don't really know how a movie works.
I guess so.
That's not your job, though.
Mike's running in and out of the vault and gives the manager the gun to hold.
Thanks.
But the manager doesn't do anything with the gun.
It's a prop gun.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess nobody knows that, though.
Yeah, so why wouldn't he, And the teller's still counting. Davy can't hold all the cash.
This scenario boggles the mind.
Yes.
So then they come back to Mammoth Studios.
Right.
And they find Peter.
And Peter's there. Okay, can you tell me why is Peter separate from him in this home?
It's important for the plot. He has to break them out.
Is it for the plot? Yeah. Okay, I thought maybe he wasn't around for most of it, and then they let him film his parts alone.
They do that sometimes, but I think in this case it was important for the plot.
Okay,
Then there's also the plot implications that they didn't invite him to this film shoot.
They're setting it up psychologically so that you're ready for all the Mike Gone episodes later where they don't explain why there's only 3 monkeys. Actually, no. They have Peter say that
he went to the wrong studio.
Yeah, he went to stage 1 at 2 o'clock instead of stage 2 at 1 o'clock because he's stupid.
All right.
But if he was supposed to go to the stage at 1, that means that they were invited there by the guys for a planned meeting. So then why didn't they know who they were when they showed up?
Right. And why didn't they all go together? They all lived together. Where was he?
Yeah. I don't know. He got lost on the way.
They got lost.
They left him behind. How did he even get there without the car? Because I'm assuming the rest of them took the monkey mobile.
That's what I'm saying. Where was he?
How did he even find his way there? He's helpless.
I don't know. It was important for the plot. If they bring Jack Winter back to write another episode, I'm mad because this is not. Villain very kindly gives each of the monkeys $100. Then they try to take their prop guns home with them because they don't know how movies work. And then I was like, I thought they provided their own Shadow Realm costumes and guns, so they are theirs. But no, they do belong to this movie production, or so they think.
No, they're real clothes. They're just stealing.
Yeah, they're like, we'll take these prop weapons. Thanks.
He said he pays Mike and Mickey, but I don't think he gave Davy any money. If you're watching, he only hands them $100 each.
How rude.
And we find out his name is JL, but we're just...
His name is Villain, okay? I don't...
His name is JL.
We don't have time for that.
We don't have time to say 2 letters. His name is Villain. Villain is then like, I'm going to make an anonymous phone call to the police. He says anonymous.
Anonymous.
So at the pad, the cops show up and command the Monkees to come outside. Inside shot of the pad, inexplicably, Mike is standing at a podium and Peter is holding a large sword, neither of which are ever addressed.
Wait, why does the villain even call the police? Why would the police not be already called? Why would he even do that?
I guess he's sending them a tip to be like, the bank robbers live at the monkey pad.
Just in case it gets traced back to him.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't think he should be contacting the police at all.
Yeah,
that gives him a tie to the operation.
Right, yeah, because eventually they find him anyway, so it didn't tip them off.
Bad idea. Peter, I would like to discuss his shirt because it's groovy. It's orange and corduroy, and it has
really cute.
It has a pocket on the front. And he's put a button on the pocket, and I could not read what it said.
He's wearing buttons all the time now.
Yeah, because they're letting them dress themselves for real.
He's got buttons on all the time.
Yeah, which are all his real buttons, and we'll get more into that at the 1 minute short.
Peter thinks the cops are there because his library book is overdue.
Yeah.
So he puts it outside.
Yeah, he like cutely crawls out on his elbows, and he like puts it on the ground. Thank you, Pete. Amazing shot. Davy checks the door hatch to look at the cops. It's fully above his head. He goes, "Oh wow!" Like he uses a saw out. He didn't see shit. He was looking at the wood of the door.
He was way too short.
Yeah. And then because he saw through the wood of the door, he says, "Hey fellas, there's policemen outside with the uniforms and the badges and psychedelic lights all over." The concept of describing police lights as psychedelic.
Psychedelic lights.
Guy who has only seen psychedelic lights before seeing police lights for the first time. These are giving me a real psychedelic vibe. Also in this scene, Micky is chewing gum. Either to be annoying or perhaps to flex that he has hung out with the bank teller recently.
Perhaps.
The police chief. We're going to see the police chief actor again. He's in another episode as well. And he looks like a good police chief. He's got kind of a intimidating face. But he sends in his nervous deputy for some reason. And Micky assumes that this guy is an actor from the picture. You'd think the directors would be like, "Hey, we're doing the next scene at your house." No. They're making a lot of assumptions. Yeah. But he's like, "You're not acting like a tough cop. Do another take." And he sends him back out. And then the nervous cop comes back in and machine gun fires into the Monkees' house for 15 straight seconds, like breaking all their shit. And like they like dive to the ground to avoid the active gunfire. Most realistic depiction of police on TV ever? It's very crazy.
Yes.
A lot of guns in the show. The 3 accused Monkees, Mike, Micky, and Davy, get taken down to the station and forced to watch the footage of their crimes. Bank security cameras were real HD in 1967. But the Monkees are mad that the footage is in black and white. Because they're like, we thought this was a color picture.
It's also silent.
Yeah. Otherwise, they deeply enjoy their own performances.
Okay, they say Wally Cox in here somewhere.
Yeah, Mike is like thinking of all the actors that his own acting reminds him of.
Okay, and he does say Wally Cox.
Who's Wally Cox?
Wally Cox was the guy from the laundry episode.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Oh, okay. I don't know why that's an actor he would idolize, but okay. Davy's very proud of the way he looked directly into the camera and smiled while playing an intimidating bank robber. Then Peter comes into the screening room at the police station. I thought they're interrogating these guys. I don't know, it's a free-for-all. But there is now a full row of movie theater patrons sitting in front of the Monkees.
Watching the screen.
Yeah. Peter hands everyone some popcorns. So these are some bothersome stereotypical patrons. There's a sleeping guy, there's a couple making out, and there's a lady whose hat is too big. And because her hat is so big, Mike says to her, "What do you get that? Hey! You better do that!
If anyone's going to judge you for your hat, it will be Mike Nesmith.
Why did he say that? Why did he make that noise? I'm guessing this was like the 5th take of them being like, Mike, yell at her for her hat, and then that's what came out of his mouth. And that's the one they chose. The police sergeant turns on the lights, and Peter and the audience disappear.
Yeah.
Because I guess that whole sequence was Shadow Realm.
Yep. Well, that was kind of like that's like a Rocky Horror when they're all at the
the audience is
the audience is there,
and then they disappear.
Yeah, but at least we see them like fade into existence. They might as well have been there the whole time.
Yeah, Peter was Shadow Realmed in there too. They just wanted him to. So the sergeant's like, "So you admit it? Okay, I arrest you for robbery." And this is Davy's excuse. We were shooting a movie. Some cat came up and said, "You want to shoot a movie?" Yeah, we said, "Yeah, we shoot a movie, so we shot a movie."
He kind of sounds like when Harry Styles was being interviewed about Don't Worry, Darling, and he goes, "The cool thing about this movie is it feels like a movie."
Yeah.
That's Davy.
Yes. And to wrap this scene up so hilariously, Mike starts choking on popcorn. He's like making squeaking noises.
I said he makes a duck face.
So funny because then Davy is like freaking out about it and he's fully breaking character laughing at Mike choking.
I guess we needed that scene to end. And this was Mike's improv is so hilarious. So the sergeant has put the accused Monkees on one desk together, sitting under his interrogation lamp. And he's like, "Okay, start talking." And they all overlap talking to each other. What they're doing here are their parts from the track Zilch.
I love Zilch.
Yeah. What album is Zilch on?
Is that Headquarters, is it not?
Headquarters? Let me see.
I think it is.
Yes, it is. So Zilch is a short 1-minute track of the Monkees
talking.
Yeah, they're saying these kind of nonsense
these
phrases.
Catchy phrases overlapping over each other.
Mr. Doubleina, Mr. Bob Doubleina.
China Clipper calling on me dead.
Yeah.
China Clipper calling on me dead.
Never mind the furthermore, the police self-defense. And then Mike's is
It is my opinion that people are attending.
It is my opinion that people are attending.
What a great song.
Yeah.
And there's also tracks of like each of them individually. And Davy messes up.
Yeah. And
so cute.
Mike messes up. So they're previewing their hot new track. Davy also had like a little clothing boutique called Zilch. I believe it was in London. Actually, I don't know where it was.
Oh, I want to go there.
Yeah, I do too, because their clothes are so excellent in this time period.
Let's time travel and go to Zilch.
Yay!
Zilch.
Shopping spree at Zilch.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a blue cloud shirt.
Yay! After they explain to the sergeant, he says he doesn't believe them, which is fair, and he demands that they change their tune. And then Mike mouth farts into a pitch pipe and then does a Mickey Mouse voice.
He plays like, no notes.
Yeah. Well, I told you.
And then he tells them to spill the beans.
And they
have cans of beans.
Why'd you spill your beans?
And they give him the 3rd degree.
They hand their degrees out. What does the 3rd degree mean?
Like 3rd. Do you know what? I'm not really sure why it's called that, but like 3rd degree burn. I don't know. They're putting like the light on you. I always just associated it that way, but I never really thought out why it's called giving the 3rd degree, which is just means like to really like hammer you with questions.
Mm-hmm. They're being extremely flippant in police custody.
Yes. And Davy cannot help from laughing.
Yeah. Me a full season in being like, why aren't they taking any of this seriously?
You should know by now.
Monkees, girl. Yeah, so he brings out the lamp to give them the 3rd degree, and they put on their 2000s ass wraparound sunglasses. These sunglasses look so anachronistic and out of place.
It looks so strange.
Yeah. That's how the past is sometimes, though. You know, there's like that photograph from like the 40s where people are like, this is a time traveler, but it's just a guy with a t-shirt and sunglasses. It's like they had those things in the 40s.
Yeah,
they just weren't common.
People just weren't normally out there. Doesn't mean somebody wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. So they have these 2000 sunglasses. And then the cop is like, throw the book at them. And it cuts to a wide shot where they don't have the sunglasses, and then it cuts to a close-up where they do.
and they throw the overdue book.
Wow. And so after this thorough interrogation, they have put them into the prison cell in their Shawshank Redemption prison blues. And they sing the prison song, which is like, that's not the only time they do this. And also that's in Shrek. What song is that?
Oh,
What is
I
that
don't
song?
know.
Generic prison song.
It is a prison song, though. I mean, I've heard it.
Uh-huh. So they sing the sad prison song and walk in a circle, which is what they made them do in prisons for exercise, I think.
Okay,
to walk in a circle back when prisons were inhumane.
Right.
Before landing in an ass-to-crotch three-way stack against the wall. Thank you. There's a really good view of the underrated back part of the microwave where it like flips out under the back of the hat, and I think that's nice. Peter comes to visit them in jail in a suit, and they lock him in with them in there and leave them to their own devices.
Why was he in a suit?
He's their
lawyer.
Peter shows up, really bad ADR.
Yeah, no. Like, their mouths don't move even a little bit, and there's voiceover of all three of them going in unison. Did you bring the file? Did you bring the file?
And he did. He brought little nail files.
Yeah, so they all file down their nails.
Yeah.
Mike is making stupid noises of excitement like he hates his job and his life, which he does. So, in real life, Davy was always just filing his nails and fixing his nails. Micky makes several references to this habit of his in his book, and I just think that's fun. I think it's fun that he was so concerned about the appearance of his nails. Peter says that he has hired them a lawyer who had the biggest ad in the classified pages, which you mean you know that's good.
That's a good one.
And then he goes to them. He's like, extremely sincerely, he's like, fellas, you didn't do it, did you? And then Mike and Micky, like stupid baboons who want to go home, go, yeah, we did it. No, we did it, Pete. We did it. Yeah, we did. like, the difference in the quality of acting. The lawyer that he has hired comes in, and he's like...
The lawyer, which is not Peter, by the way.
Right. Yeah. So Peter just wore a suit to feel classy. He's like, I can get Davy off because he's cute. You two plead guilty.
Yeah.
And Mike and Micky make duck faces that emphasize their Pangea-like interlocking facial features. Don't call them ugly, lawyer. I hate you. And Davy's like, no, the three of us are in this together. And then Peter, outside the cell, gripping the jail bars, goes, what about me?
Oh, they've left him out.
Let him in. He wants to be a part of their crimes. Unfortunately, the lawyer costs $40,000, which makes Davy say, ooh, because that is the new largest sum of money we have heard of in this show, I think.
It is. No, though I still claim there was $500,000 at one point for an episode, but...
Still, that is far outside of the Monkees' budget.
Of $100.
We cut to the court, where they have no lawyer. As we know, and by we, I mean true crime watchers such as myself. He who represents himself has a fool for a client.
Yes.
And we meet our slayful lady judge.
Well, they represent each other.
That's not allowed. Certainly that is not allowed.
Well, neither is Mike being one of the
witnesses.
One of the jurors.
So they are unsure how to address a woman judge. So she's like, Your Honor will do. And they say, yes, Your Honor will do. Disrespectful of this lady judge. For court, Micky is wearing his real glasses again.
Yes.
and big, round, goofy glasses.
They have no lawyer. They have a sign on their table that says vote innocent.
Yeah. But they're representing each other, they said. But so the first juror they pull up...
Not juror, witness.
No, the first juror and then the witnesses. The first juror... They're interviewing jurors.
Okay.
And that's when Mike is pretending to be
Shadow Realm random man.
Philip Jackson.
I
said Mike in Shadow Realm with a scarf and a mustache. And then they're like, he can't be a juror because he's one of the accused. Mm-hmm. And then he starts sweet-talking the judge, who completely falls for it.
No, he tries to seduce the judge, and it works.
And it works.
Me as a judge. He gives her flowers, and she's like, "Oh, you're so sweet, young man." And his final seduction flourish is to eat the flowers that he gave her.
Eat the flower petals.
And that continues to work. Okay.
And then, so that gets him out of trouble for trying to be a juror. And then what I said was, and then all the jurors are there, and then they're on to the witnesses. We never see them call the jury. That's the only thing about the jury we say.
It's not important, okay? They can't let the diverse extras talk, Mom. It cuts to Peter with his giant pipe, magnifying glass, and deerstalker.
He was all Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, he's at Mammoth Studios looking for clues.
Yes.
Snooping.
Yeah, so that's what he's doing. In the back of the courtroom, there's like the unfinished George Washington painting that they had at my elementary school.
I don't know.
Well, it's like a painting of George Washington that like the background is like unfinished, and I'm guessing it must be his official portrait or something, because they had a copy of it at my elementary school, and I always thought they just didn't finish it, but I guess it's a famous painting. Lawyer Micky cross-examines the old man from the bank, and his questions are irrelevant, since this old man doesn't know the capital of Nova Scotia, which is that a region that has a capital?
I don't know.
Or the literal translation of the Japanese term Hamasaka, which is just a town in Japan, by the way. Or who led the American League in doubles in 1937? How can he possibly know the details of this crime?
The
flawless argument.
The judge was like, they kept showing her like she didn't know the answer, and then she thought she knew one of the answers. The judge, it was just such a goofy.
Yeah, the judge is extremely unqualified.
Yes.
The cross-examination reminds me of my cousin Vinny, the movie about Italians doing law.
Yes.
And obviously this came first, but I think it's similar to the way that the unqualified lawyer is doing it in that movie.
Yeah.
Mickey's just throwing anything at the wall.
Mike and Davy think that this is a flawless argument.
Yes, they clap.
They clap. No, they go, "Ah, there, you got him there. You does drug him up."
He does drug
like their reaction is.
And to that, the judge says, "Oh, come on,
girl."
This is the only time she reacts negatively, though. She's like, "Oh, come on." But like prior to that, she was trying to guess the answers to the questions.
This is a circus. This trial is a circus. We get a pretty good shot of the jury. The jury is very diverse.
Yes. Yeah. We have two black women and one black man.
Yeah, and like
other women as well. Other women, yeah.
Yeah. So it is truly a jury of all of their peers who should judge them very fairly. I wrote, Mike in a suit with this hair length looks so much like the fucking Onceler. I can't stand it.
I didn't even notice that.
No, it gets worse in Monkey Mayor, but he's also kind of dressed the same here.
I said, Mickey's being over the top goofy.
Yeah.
Moves to dismissal on the grounds of, well, it's late and everybody's hungry. And the judge is very excited by the fact about getting food, and she claps like food. And I think it's because she's a little bit plump, and they made her like clap for food. I was like, that is wrong.
You mean. So Mike and Davy start handing out concessions, and the judge gets a hot dog.
And it says free food.
Yeah, Mike has a card stuck in his hat that says free food.
She gets a hot dog, but there's actually no hot dog in it.
She gets a loose hot dog bun.
And she wanted mustard, and then she decides, I'll just eat the hot dog. But really, she's just eating the bun.
She just wants mustard and bread.
This woman is unqualified to serve. Davy then questions the next witness, Micky's mom, who is Micky dressed as like an ancient grandma. Yeah. So I know his actual mom was mad as hell.
Yes.
He's like, is this what you think of me, Micky? The jury laugh at this like they are seeing a hilarious comedy show.
Yeah.
Even they are not fooled by the Shadow Realm powers.
Yeah, which makes the jurors laugh uproariously.
Yeah,
because he said he couldn't have done it, but unless he got involved with some long-haired weirdos, and that's what made them laugh. Mm-hmm. That was funny. So we go back to Peter, though. Finally, we're like, oh, there's Peter.
Yeah, he's back at the studio. He finds a clue. It's the picture in the trash. Wait, a plot thread from 10 minutes ago still mattering? This has literally never happened
this is
before.
The first time ever.
Setup and payoff. This has never happened before. But Henchman sees this happening, and he calls Villain, and Villain is like, keep Peter there. So then back at the trial, Mike presents some physical evidence. He takes a dynamite out and lights it in the court. And everyone like gets nervous, like he has lit a bomb in court, which he has. Mm-hmm. And then he says that it is in fact a harmless dynamite that burns down and approaches the stick and goes out and it's harmless, and then he kisses it to show that it's harmless.
Puts it in his mouth, doesn't he?
Yeah. Is he saying it's like a...
He's saying it's like
a
fake.
toy dynamite?
He's saying it's a fake.
Okay.
It's not real.
The fact that they were even using the fake dynamite in a robbery wouldn't help their case.
No, because it's
They
it's
still
assumed.
stole the money.
They still, even if you use a fake gun to rob someone, that is like the same crime as using a real gun.
They were saying this is the dynamite they used, and he was saying this isn't dynamite. So whatever, it was a bad
argument.
But then the prosecutor grabs it, and it does the Monkees blow up thing. There's an explosion over here.
Yeah, and then the camera shakes,
and then the guy's like full covered in soot,
like Seamus Finnegan. And then he's like, "I object," and the judge overrules his objection. To me, that seems more like a take the jury out and we will reconvene type of moment rather than a overruled.
What I noticed with this explosion was that there was like uproarious laughter on the laugh track, and I was like, "Is there a laugh track in this show?"
There's been a laugh track the whole time.
There has been a laugh track the whole time. I wrote that. I go, has there been a laugh track the entire time? And I've never noticed it before.
Not only has there been a laugh track the entire time, later in season 2, they start to phase the laugh track out because the Monkees themselves didn't like it, and it was one of the first comedy sitcoms to do that, to not have a laugh track.
But
it's been there the whole time.
They definitely had a laugh track, but I feel like it's been used more sporadically.
Because it was so loud after the explosion, and I was like, why is that so funny? And then I'm like, why am I hearing a laugh track? I don't remember a laugh track.
It's been there the whole time, subconsciously. After the other lawyer explodes, the Monkees celebrate like they have won the case.
Yeah.
Perhaps they have. Truly, who can say? At the studio, Peter tells henchmen that he is going to the playground to snoop.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, don't snoop around the playground, Peter.
Don't snoop around the playground.
You're a grown man. That's not allowed.
They're not going to like you doing that.
Yeah.
You're going to end up in jail too.
Yeah. But he is caught by villain and begins rompage to Pleasant Valley Sunday, which I think
we haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, we have the single for that right here.
That was very popular at the beginning of the series.
I don't think we've had it before because it's it's a new song. Yeah, it came out that summer.
Okay,
and,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's from Pac and J, and
I might just be mixing it up with that mixtape I had that had Pleasant Valley Sunday on it.
Maybe.
Okay.
It's by Jerry Goffin and Carole King. It's sung by Micky, and it's kind of like about like that song we all had to use as a primary source in like high school history about little boxes full of ticky tacky. It's kind of similar themes to that.
Yes, which is, I don't know if it was originally recorded by Pete Seeger, but
yes,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it has similar themes about suburban life in the 60s versus the counterculture of the kids.
Actually, one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. And this was from the period where they were playing their own instruments. So Micky is playing guitar on this, Peter's playing piano, and Mike is playing electric guitar. And he does the opening lick. Good job, Mike.
Okay, so now we have our romp, but it's only Peter being chased by the two bad guys.
Yeah.
That's the whole romp.
Yeah.
Which is unusual.
Yeah.
But many of the romp themes are there. Where they run through doors and they do the reversal.
Yeah. We'll talk more about Peter's rompage in a minute, but we gotta get to the Rainbow Room. Rainbow Room. I'm
the first full reveal.
The first full reveal. I love the Rainbow Room. The Rainbow Room is this blue room with rainbow stripes that they go in to do a lot of the season 2 music videos. They recorded them in like a big chunk, I think, because and it was like after the main chunk of shooting the episodes, because Micky has curly hair and they're always wearing the most beauteous outfits possible.
I love their outfits.
Yeah. Also, every time they go in this room, they're so damn fine. They look so good. So Micky's outfit, he's got his curly hair, he's got like this striped turtleneck and several chunky beads.
Yeah.
Davy has like this like reddish patterned Nehru jacket and white boots. And also in this music video,
and bell bottoms too.
Yeah. He's playing bass.
He is playing the bass.
Which I don't think he can.
No, I don't think he plays anything. He but they keep sticking him on any instrument that doesn't have someone behind it.
Yeah. He plays drums for real though.
Oh, is he? Okay. Yeah. Peter's on the keyboard.
Yeah. Peter's outfit is incredible.
Yes.
This is my favorite outfit. One of my favorite Peter outfits, and my favorite outfit amongst them. I used this photo of this outfit for like a costume vision board for something I did in Spain.
Yeah, he looks like literally like a Ken doll, like a hippie Ken doll. He's got this like brown suede vest. He's got this blue and green flowy shirt, white pants, a bunch of beads and buttons all over, and he's got the cheek flower from the Jordan fight again, and he's also got a different flower painted on his hand.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and finally, this is a subtle change, but Peter is finally embracing the middle part and not doing the harsh side part anymore. Right. In the Rainbow Room, and thank God, because he looks so much better. Yeah. And Mike is just dressed boring. He's got like a collared shirt on.
Yeah, he's just the most normal.
But his pants are very tight on his shapeful legs, so I appreciate that. The romp footage of Peter in the studio with the villains, he drives a Monkee logo golf cart around
in
after the villains. Look, I know it's because this is just their backlot and that's the golf cart that they had, but how do you explain that diegetically?
Is this the first time we've seen a Monkee golf cart on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
We have seen their chairs though. We've seen their director's chairs.
New Monkee vehicle revealed.
Yeah. There's like they go on the city balcony set, which we're gonna see again, and like the set obviously doesn't have a drop off, so they do a joke where Peter just like steps off of it. Yeah. But they do that joke every single time they use the set, so it's not even like.
So then he's like making some goofy face as he walks away.
Yeah, they reuse a lot of shots, like 2 times in this romp. Like there's a shot of them running past like some light bulbs behind a curtain and up some stairs that they reuse twice in like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
the villains find Peter in the shower?
Yeah, with a shower cap, which was really just a plastic bag tied on his head.
Yeah, and then they let him be.
They give him privacy.
They're so embarrassed
because he is fully naked right now. Peter was kind of into like nudist stuff in the 70s.
This makes sense.
This is real. This is real footage.
He probably was nude.
Yeah. Peter, don't take your pants off. Stop.
We won't shoot you from the waist down. No, I'll take them off.
No, I can do it. I want to do it. It's unnecessary. No, Peter, stop. No, it's fine. I can do it. He climbs over the 10-foot studio gate, which then they do the joke where it just clearly slides open. But it's like moving open even as he's on it. And also they just made him do that stunt for real.
Well, it was a repeat of the joke. Like the first thing, he ran through a door and then they slid the wall because they were in the studio. So he ran through the door. Okay. So it was a repeat of the same joke.
Do you have anything more for this song?
I do not, except that he finally runs into the courtroom.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
which it doesn't end until after he runs into the courtroom.
Yeah. Which is weird. Like they're just running all around the studio and assuming the courtroom is across town, they don't show any of the journey.
Yeah, or the courtroom's in the studio. I don't know.
Could be either way.
He runs to the courtroom and he runs all over the jury box.
Yeah, directly into the jury box, holding the picture up. The judge does not call for order, despite her court being in complete disorder. And it turns out instead of the picture of them with the criminals, he grabbed the baby picture by accident.
Yeah.
But the judge sees it and says that they're obviously innocent. And that's why women can't be judges. Like, okay. Randy Scouse Git. Woo!
I love this song.
Yeah,
I was so
happy. I went and looked up. I never usually look up what's up with the song and let you tell me, but I looked this one up because I liked it.
It's a great song.
It's really
it's so
good.
Different from their other vibes.
Yeah. Micky wrote it.
Yes.
So, this is the last track on Headquarters. He wrote it in England in the presence of the 4 kings of EMI because he was hanging out with the Beatles, and that is how he wrote the song. Micky's playing drums, Peter is playing piano and organ, Mike is playing electric guitar, Chip Douglas playing bass.
Did you say Micky is playing the drums?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Though in the video, Davy's back there.
Yeah.
But he's not. But he's also playing the timpani.
Timpani, yeah.
Timpani.
Yeah.
The big drum. And the wood block, which you don't see in there. But I'm like, what is that noise? What is that noise? And then I saw he played the wood block. I'm like, oh, that would be the wood block.
So the lyrics of the song are kind of about like Micky's perception of himself, like in relation to the Beatles and in relation to society in general, and being perceived as a hippie, because he says like, why don't you cut your hair, and then he says like, why don't you kill who I kill, hate what I hate, etc. So that's a pretty cool lyrics. Also, interestingly, because Randy Scousket is potentially offensive to British people because it means horny Liverpool idiot. When it was released in England, the title was changed to alternate title.
Yes.
And that reminds me of NyQuil Driver.
NyQuil Driver, yeah. AKA Driver.
Yeah, the They Might Be Giants song where they were not allowed to use the word NyQuil in the title.
Yeah, in the title, because it was trademarked. So they just changed it to AKA Driver.
Yeah. Although they're allowed to use it in the lyrics, which is...
Yeah.
But the words Randy Scousket do not appear in the lyrics here.
No, but they told them you need an alternate title. So they said, okay, alternate title.
Yeah. Yeah. We're back in the Rainbow Room. Yeah. Micky's playing timpani, so Davy gets to be on the normal drum. And they have pretty similar outfits to last time, but now Micky has his tablecloth.
Yes.
The Micky look. So this was, this poncho he's wearing is literally a tablecloth that he cut a hole in.
Okay.
A lot of my friends who are like Micky girls have either a recreation of it or like maybe somebody sells it or something, because a lot of people have it. It's his look and it slays. And then Peter also has inexplicably changed undershirts in his outfit from the last music video.
But he's wearing this, otherwise the same thing, and he's got the tattoo.
Maybe blood dripped onto it from the healing wounds of the Jork Brawl.
Had something on his hand and his face paint. And Mike, I said, is falling asleep in the background playing guitar. He's yawning.
Yeah.
He's making faces.
Yeah, he makes a bunch of like dumb faces, and then he goes bleh, like to entertain himself.
Yeah.
Mike never looks like he wants to be there when they're playing the songs. I'm like, isn't this the one thing you like?
Well, he doesn't like lip syncing over his own songs. Yeah. He's being Michelle Phillips eating the banana, because he wants to play his own instruments, and he
wants to sing with his own voice.
Yeah, and he's kind of not doing that, and that annoys him.
At one point, Micky is singing. Well, Micky's like over enunciating.
Yeah, he keeps like crossing his eyes and like doing eyebrows.
And when he's supposed to be like drumming, he's like playing with the
he's not hitting the drums.
But at one point, when he's doing some like lyrics that are like boo 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 boo, I don't know, quick ones. Mm-hmm. He covers his mouth with his hand,
like during the scatting. He doesn't remember how he did it the first time.
That's exactly what I wrote. There's a scat during the scat. He covered his hand, and he's like laughing.
Yeah,
and he's covering his mouth so that you can't see that he's not matching what it says.
Yeah. Also, when he says the girl in yellow dress, he flips his poncho. Yeah. And Mike keeps doing these like cutesy anime girl knees in the background where he like puts his knees together.
And then I wrote, I actually really like this song.
Yeah. The end especially is really like cool. It like goes hard. Yeah. It goes so hard that Peter collapses into his piano, which I remember you put that song in the mix for She Said for the background music.
It was She Said. It was one of the transitions. I think it was out of the first actual scene because they're watching the Monkees.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah. I purposely didn't want to do all Beatles songs in the show because that would be too obvious.
But the cast asked me during the show. They were like, "What's that song?" Because
what is that melody?
What is that melody?
It's so good. Randy Scousket is like a top 5 Monkees song.
Yeah. And it's about Micky calling the Beatles horny. All right.
Yeah. So it's a Beatles reference at the end of the day.
It is. Yeah. Well. Monkey out, I guess, unless...
That's it. Monkey out.
Monkey out.
Monkey out.
We hope you enjoyed that episode of the Monkees Pod. You can follow us on Instagram and the website formerly known as Twitter at MonkeesPod. Today I will sing for you a great song about the legal system. Thank you. Bye.